I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I'm James Brown, and on behalf of the Eastern Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to today's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, please go to the book of Matthew, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for our study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the 23rd lesson in our study of Matthew. Yesterday we studied Matthew chapter 5, verses 27 to 32, discussing how Jesus not only told his followers not to commit adultery, but he also told them not to lust after someone in their heart. We also talked about Jesus' change to God's marriage laws. If you missed that episode, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on multiple platforms by going to one of the different sites listed on the bottom of the screen. Today we're going to begin with Matthew chapter 5 verse 33 and read through verse 37. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the New King James Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Matthew chapter 5, beginning at verse 33. Again, you have heard that it was said to those of old, You shall not swear falsely, but shall perform your oaths to the Lord. But I say to you, do not swear at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. Nor shall you swear by your head, because you cannot make one hair white or black. But let your yes be yes, and your no, no. For whatever is more than these is from the evil one. We've been talking over the last few days about how Jesus was teaching his followers how their righteousness needed to exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees if they were to enter the kingdom of heaven. He does this by 6 times commenting on what they had been told about their law and how God actually was going to be dealing with them. We've so far talked about anger without cause being as bad as murder and lust in the heart being as bad as adultery. We also discussed how Jesus changed God's law for marriage and divorce back to what God originally intended, marriage for life. In today's reading, Jesus tackles another issue, oath-taking, specifically swearing falsely. The old law dealt with taking oaths, and it also dealt with truthfulness. In Numbers 30, verse 2, we read, If a man makes a vow to the Lord, or swears an oath to bind himself by some agreement, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceeds out of his mouth. As can be seen from this verse, it was not wrong to make a vow. It was not commanded here, but it was not wrong. If such a vow or oath was made, though, he was to perform that vow. However, it seems that the Jews had developed a system where certain oaths could be broken while other oaths had to be kept, and it depended on the wording of the oath as to which was which. Jesus' teaching was to change their thinking not only on oaths, but on telling the truth in general. He told them they were to tell the truth in all things, whether it is to God or it is to man. Paul said something similar in Ephesians 4 verse 25, which reads, Therefore put away lying. Let each one of you speak truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. Followers of Jesus are not to go around lying to people. If we say we're going to do something, we'd better do it. In fact, so truthful should our speech be that Jesus told his disciples that they should not need to take oaths in general, but they also weren't to go around taking meaningless oaths. An oath binds someone to do something, which if they don't, results in the loss of something, usually money, property, or freedom. When the Jews made an oath by heaven, or by the earth, or by Jerusalem, or even their own head, they were making oaths against things that they did not own, and would not lose if they did not perform their oaths. Therefore, taking such an oath was meaningless, for it really did not bind the person making the oath to perform it. Jesus wanted the words of his disciples to mean something, whether it was yes or no. Everything else comes from the devil, the father of lies. Now this teaching of Jesus leads to an obvious application. Sometimes our society requires us to take an oath, say in court or even on the bottom of our tax forms. Is it sinful to take such an oath? Some people would say yes, and some people would say no. A casual reading of the text makes it seem that Jesus is saying that it would be sinful to take oaths. But if you take such a stand, then you would have Jesus sinning when he answered the high priest under oath in Matthew 26, 62 to 64, and you would have Paul sinning while taking a vow in Antioch in Acts 18:18. However, by looking at Jesus' words in context, like we did above, we understand that Jesus' overall message is talking about truthfulness. Whether a Christian was under oath or not, they were to tell the truth. In a perfect world, oaths would not be needed because everybody would tell the truth. But we live in a sinful world where lying is like second nature to many people. As such, sometimes society will require Christians to take an oath. It is not wrong to do so, but remember, as in all things, we must tell the truth. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we will continue our study of Matthew, beginning with Matthew chapter 5, verse 38.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have a question or comment, please leave it below or email it to answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, Lord's willing, tomorrow when we will be continuing on our study in the book of Matthew. Goodbye for now and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor